545 days, that's how long we've had this house under contract. We've been dealing with the estate. So people died here. Dead people don't negotiate super well, although these ones did. And we've had this contract for a long, long time. But the family had to get through probate, and so that's what's taken so long. We're finally here, getting to the end. We're going to close on this thing. We're going to fix it. We're going to flip it, and we're going to make a buck. Let's walk through the house and we'll talk about the process and why you want to look at estates when you're a real estate investor. Okay guys, so now we're inside. First of all, this is going to be one of the easiest renovations that we'll do all year long. It's really just floors and paint and one bathroom that we have to fix. We're even going to save this kitchen, and we're going to replace the countertops, replace the floors, put in some stainless steel appliances. But this is such a simple renovation. We'll get this house back on the market super quick. And this is Orlando, Florida, or Ocala, Florida, not Puerto Rico. So this isn't going to take us months to renovate. I think we can renovate this house in like 3 weeks to do everything that we want to do. Let's talk about why this is such a good deal and what I like about and why we waited 545 days is because we're buying from an estate. And we say all the time on this channel, real estate investors get paid to solve problems. The family who inherited this house, there were a bunch of heirs, and so they had a problem. The house is sitting vacant. Nobody lives in town, so if you see in the video the grass is up knee high, the house is clearly not being taken care of, it's just a burden, right? Mom and dad were living here. When they passed away, the house just sits vacant, and so someone had to come around and help them go through the process of getting the probate done. That's what the real estate investor's job is. Solve those problems for these families, because nobody wants to deal with this, right? I mean, this is just a shitty little house in Ocala, Florida, and if you're not living here and you're not using it, and it's a wreck and you have to invest a whole bunch of money to get it rented, you don't want to do that, especially when you've got 7 brothers and sisters that are going to have to split up the rents. So let's say this house was to rent for $1,500 or $1,600 a month. You really want to split that by all the heirs? And who's going to take care of managing it? And who's going to do the renovation? These are the problems that people have when someone dies. This is just the facts of life. So one of the most profitable ways that we've seen over the years, over 27 years of doing this, is buying houses from estates, because the heirs, they don't want to deal with it. They just want to sell it. They want the quick money, and quick money, 545 days, go figure. But anyways, they want the quick money. They want to divide up the big piece of pie, not $1,500 a month in rental income, and have one of the poor brothers or sisters have to be responsible for doing all of the work. Solving big problems, you get paid big money. Let's take a look at the house. So again, this will be one of the easiest renovations that we do all year long, and we should be in and out in definitely less than a month. I'm thinking less than 3 weeks. We're going to replace basically all of the floors in the house and the floors in the kitchen all the way through. We're going to replace the floors. We're going to paint the place inside and out. We're going to clean up the landscaping a little bit. We're going to save the kitchen, replace the countertops, throw away these old ugly appliances, put in some nice new stainless steel appliances so this place just pops. Kitchens and bathrooms are what sell, so we'll gut this nasty bathroom and we'll make it super nice and modern. I don't know if we have to gut the master bath. The master bath has got a great big nice tub. I think we want to see if we can clean it up and save it. It might be good enough that we can keep it. If not, we'll spend some money in there as well. But that's basically all we're going to do. The roof is good, the electric's good, the plumbing is good, the windows are good. Most of the doors in the house are even good. So it's really just a carpet and paint type rehab, although we'll do LVP. LVP really pops and it's super popular right now, and it's not much more expensive than carpet. Let's talk real quick about the numbers. Everybody loves the numbers, and we're very excited about this one. It's going to be an easy rehab, so we're not going to set the world on fire. This won't be a grand slam home run, but it'll be a solid single. Maybe we can even squeeze out a double, and here's why. Back there, there's a vacant lot. So we're going to split off that lot, and that'll pick us up an extra 40 or 50 grand that we otherwise wouldn't have. So that's really going to help the bottom line. We think that with our purchase price of $175,000, a $25,000 renovation, and then putting this house back on the market at what other similar houses in the area are selling for, about $275,000. We might even be able to push it up and ask $299 because we'll have a really good looking house. But if we can sell it for $275,000, we're already doing really well. And then we have the lot. and we can either just sell the lot for cash to a builder, or we could go the extra step and build our first ever ground up house. That's something that McKenna's excited about and thinks he wants to learn how to do. And guys, picking up skill sets, that's what real estate investors are all about. So if we could learn how to split lots off and build houses, I mean, we could take something that we're gonna plan to make a single on and turn it into a home run. So we'll see what we do. I lean towards selling the lot, taking the quick nickel. What would you do? Leave in the comments. Quick nickel, slow dime. So guys, I brought you out here into the lot that we're gonna split off because I wanna talk about the neighborhood and why we think this is such a great deal. This is such an easy house to comp. This is a cookie cutter neighborhood. In other words, all of the houses were built around the same time. I think they were built around 2005, 2006. All of the houses are built the same. They're all like either 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car garage. Maybe a few of the bigger ones will be a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. But what we've got here is pretty much standard size for the neighborhood. So we can just go on Zillow and see what things are selling for in the neighborhood and see comp after comp after comp. We can even drive the neighborhood right now in this video and show you what the comps look like. But if you look at this lot too, you can also imagine what's gonna go here. And as we drive around and we look at the comps, you'll see what whoever's gonna build here, whether it's us or it's another builder, they're gonna basically build another one of these cookie cutter houses. And these cookie cutter houses that are being built right now, they're selling for around $350,000 to $400,000. The older houses that were built in 2005, 2006, they're selling for between $250,000 and $300,000. So that's how the math works. Guys, we don't set the market when we come in and buy something like this. We take what the market tells us. What's the house going to sell for when it's in very good condition? We multiply that by like 70 cents on the dollar, and then we subtract off our renovation costs, and that's the offer that we're gonna make. That's what we did here. I think we got a little bit better deal even maybe. We could do the math for you in this video as well.
All right, guys, we're on our way to the first new build comparable. We're gonna show you what you can build, where you're gonna build it, how much is it gonna cost, and what does it look like. Hint, it looks just like all these other houses that we're seeing here.
The new builds look just like the renovations too,
they look
really.
Exactly the same.
They just look a little newer.
A little nicer, a little newer.
I don't know, go figure, right?
Yeah. I mean, you build what the neighborhood wants, guys. That's a lesson that you're gonna learn everywhere you go. If you're building in a $10 million neighborhood, you build a $10 million house. If you're building in a $300,000 neighborhood, build a $300,000 house.
Yeah, I think we gotta drive that point home, guys. So often we hear in the comments and things like that that people are raising the prices of houses. So when we buy a house that needs a renovation in a neighborhood like
Look at
this,
that one.
where all of, that's a brand new build.
Yeah.
Where all of the homes look the same, they're the same square footage to within a few feet. They have the same amount of bedrooms and baths and the same kind of kitchens and things like that. You don't set the market higher unless you're in an extraordinarily good market. So what you do is you look at the things that have sold recently and you realize that that's what you're likely to sell at. In fact, when we're doing these renovations, we want to sell it just below the top of the market, especially in a market like we're in right now, where it's a little bit softening. So let's say houses are selling for $300,000 recently. We might come in and price at $289 and be willing to sell at $275 so that we can get it done quickly. And again, why do I harp on this? It's because as home renovators and then flippers, value add real estate investors, we want to buy the stuff that needs the work, and then we want to bring it up to the level that the other houses in the neighborhood are selling for top dollar. And that's the number you're going to get. So in this neighborhood, $300,000 is top of the market. That's what we want to renovate to.
So guys, this is a new build. And actually, it's not really the style I would do. Lots of brown and black. Kind of looks like a black and tan, I guess. But this could be what you're looking to build in this neighborhood.
It's got a little bit of charm and character that the older houses don't have.
Yeah.
The dormer coming out of the front above the front door. Yeah, I mean, it's a good looking house.
It's got a good roof. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I mean, it's a house that anyone would be happy to live in. I know I would be. If that's where I came home to every day, I'd be more than happy. You can see it's not the biggest. It's a normal 1,300 square foot home.
So about the same size as our subject property, right?
Exactly the same size, honestly.
It has an extra bedroom though.
Yep. We could rearrange ours maybe.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth it.
I don't either.
I don't think it matters too much in this neighborhood if we have a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom. Maybe we don't get 300 and we only get 275.
Maybe.
Let's pull into this one too.
This one is for sale right now, guys. This is another new
brand
build.
new build house.
You can see it looks just like ours. It does have a garage. Ours has a garage.
Yeah,
though,
ours has
doesn't
a
it?
2-car garage.
Ours has a 2-car garage. I mean,
one of the other things I like about this neighborhood is we are in a softening market. So if prices are coming down right now in the very, very near term, they're barely coming down. So if they were selling those new builds at 350 and now they're selling them at 300 or even 280, what's going to happen is as soon as interest rates come back down, those houses are going to immediately pop back up to the higher number. And the reason is that people learn what a $350,000 house looks like. And so as soon as the interest rates come down and they can afford it, they don't mind paying the number 350 because it sounds right and it looks right. So there's a lot. Can we tell what that lot's for sale?
I'm going to call the realtor right now.
Let's call him.
All right, guys. We're calling on this lot right now. We're going to see how much my lot's worth. Let's check it out. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hey,
Good morning.
good morning. I was just driving by a lot you have for sale on Popular and Walnut.
Yes, but it's pending.
It's pending.
pending, my friend.
Oh,
Yes,
Well,
it's pending.
so-
but I have one different in Dogwood. I'm sending for you the information.
well, I
have one more
actually,
in Ocala.
I actually own one. I own a house with a double lot, 1 block over, and I was trying to figure out if I split my lot, what would it be worth? What's a lot worth in the neighborhood? What is this selling for?
Is it in the Walnut?
And what?
Is the Walnut?
It's a Juniper. Okay, well, his lot is pending, guys. I think that's a great sign. Let me see what he was asking for it. See if I can pull it up. Well, so guys, he's got a lot pending right now for $40,000. It's a corner lot just like mine. This is a great place to have a lot. All you have
It's so easy to comp everything because they're all the same.
Yep. Well, guys, I think that's the end of the video.